line, and that tells you that they're even better than I thought they were when I saw them the first time. Heck, by the way, Mike Wiley's a senior, 58, Marco McNeil's a sophomore.
On 2nd and 9, the counter to the outside. Pirine met and gang tackled at the 39-yard line. Jared Ellis led the Blount attack that time, and they stopped Gallery for just about a yard, and James Barron was over there also. So at the point of attack, Blount was ready.
For those of you that really know football, number 52 that time for Blount made an unbelievable play. They ran the misdirection, brought the guard and tackle from the offside on the counter play. Jared Ellis took on 2 blockers, stood them up, and still made the tackle. Just an outstanding play by Jared Ellis, a 5'11", 170 junior.
Number 52 for Vigor, the center. Kane, a very good baseball player. Back to pass, Jones. Throws long, deep. Velus Jones. No, it's intercepted by Casher at the 20-yard line. Oh, my goodness. A somersault tackle as Velus Jones flipped over Larry Casher after Casher's 7th interception, but there's a flag back to the 35-yard line. That was Velus Jones, the intended receiver, and after Casher caught it, he just flipped him over. What happened upfield?
Well, Lee, that's going to look impressive, but the impressive thing is the interception by Larry Casher. Now, that was some kind of tackle.
You see that in the rodeos.
That's right. But the thing I'm impressed with is I'm impressed with the interception by Cassius. A little bit of that was frustration. A little bit of it was ability. A whole lot of it was just a great, great interception by Larry Cassius.
I assumed the penalty was on Vigor. I never saw a call.
It was.
First down and 10 for Blount.
Got a timeout by the officials here to fix the equipment of Morissette.
9:51 to go in the second quarter. Blount trailing 7-0. Crowd has come in cheering from the outset. They're in the mood, let me tell you. This is a festive atmosphere here tonight. Ball is back at the 13-yard line. Blount's got a long way to go. Their offense has kind of sputtered the last 2 weeks, Rick.
Well, it has, but Lee, I don't think it sputtered because of anything. We'll get to that in a minute.
On first down, Morissette runs to the left. And he's going down in a hurry at the 14 after a yard pickup.
I think the reason they sputtered, Lee, for the most part, they have played in games that have not been close, as Edward Frazier made the tackle that time. They have played in games that hadn't been real close. And then they played a Citronelle bunch that's a very feisty bunch and plays good defense. And I think it's more of a credit to Citronelle than it is to a disarray to Blount in that there was a low-scoring game.
Hey, the coach's son, T.J. Pirine, joins the Vigor defense. He's been out with an injury, and he didn't start tonight, but he's back in there now wearing number 90. Back to pass, Aaron James looking to the left. He throws, caught at the 20. Nice run up to the 28-yard line. That is a first down. Over on the left side of the field, Marlon Reed, tackled by Camarcus Bush, and it was Reed's run with the football that got him the first down after the catch.
Well, there's a good adjustment by the Blount coaches. Marty McDowell coaches these receivers, and I think the thing to do for Blount is to throw those real quick hitches and quick slants. Get those receivers the ball real quick and let them make moves. That time, Lee, you saw it make a move and totally avoided a tackler out there, and he picked up a first down really on his own.
Want to thank South Trust Bank, University of South Alabama, Dairy Fresh, among our sponsors on WNTM. First down and 10 from their 28. James to pass, flips it in the backfield, caught 25-30, and it's still on his feet up to about the 35-yard line. That is James Jones, a 5'9" junior, just in the lineup, taking that pass in the backfield and picking up about 7 yards before Camarcus Bush put an end to that run.
Well, that time Blount again was in the Tennessee set. In other words, they had one receiver to one side, two receivers to the other, two backs in the backfield, no tight end. They ran what we call the wheel route. The inside receiver comes and follows the outside receiver down the field. The outside receiver does a curl and try to throw the ball to the deep man, but that time they threw it to the back, out of the backfield, and he was wide open.
Now the referee takes a timeout. He gained about 9 yards. Now they want to measure. He may have gained the first down. He may have gained the first down. You know, I was talking with the baseball coach, Coach Toomey from Vigor, and he was telling me about the great talents of these kids, these youngsters as football players. But we talk about the quarterback Damian Jones, and Damian Jones, the center fielder who we talked about, hit .488 as a sophomore. And Toomey said, I'll tell you what, when Damian comes out in his senior year, and if he's good enough for Division I, he'll probably get drafted by baseball, and he feels he's a hotter prospect now, as Marcus Rogers was, and Rogers was signed by the, I believe it was the White Sox organization. He played for Vigor last year. He was a pitcher.
Well, that's saying a lot, Lee. That's saying a whole lot. I know that Marcus Rogers had signed with Faulkner, and the Faulkner coach is a neighbor of mine, and he told me one day, he said, Rick, I think he may be one of the best ones that we've ever signed, and then he didn't get him because, of course, he ended up going into the pro draft and signing. But if he compares him to Marcus Rogers, then he must be some kind of baseball talent.
You know, Velus Jones, the wideout for Vigor, also a pretty good baseball player, and his brother is Kyle Towner, who's in the organization of the Seattle Mariners.
Speed, Lee.
Yep.
Speed. That's what it is. That's the name of the game today.
He didn't make the first, but he's awfully close. It's going to be second down and less than one.
Look out there. Single coverage on that far side. Something's going to happen with that for the night's over.
Well, they'll run the I formation. I guess Vigor's expecting a run on 2nd and 1, and they get it. James up the middle to the 40 for the first down. And the center of the line for Vigor stopping him. As we have 8:27 remaining. Jimmy Haywood on the tackle. It's going to be first down and 10 for the Leopards.
You know, Lee, in that situation right there, Blount had one-on-one with a split end out there, and if they continue to get that, I'll be surprised if Ben Harris doesn't take a chance and try to throw the ball on a post or something to this single covered receiver out here.
Reed and Kennard Pugh out to the left. DeAndre Green to the right. He's had a quiet night so far. James will run. Rayhan Franklin, the little guy, gained about 2 yards off the left side. Camarcus Bush on the stop. Franklin only 5'6", 150-pounder, coming off a very serious knee injury. And he gained about, well, maybe 3 yards. Give him 3, it'll be 2nd and 7.
Well, you know, Coach Bryant used to say, give me 3 yards in a cloud of dust, Lee. I don't know if you can run it 3 yards against this Vigor team every down. You know, that's 3 yards is tough against this defense.
7:43 remaining, second quarter. Vigor leading 7-0. A first quarter touchdown, the first time the offense got its hands on the ball. Here is Aaron James rolling to the left. Under pressure, flips a pass in the backfield, dropped. And this will bring up 3rd down and 7 as he tried to hit over there on the far sideline. I believe that was James Jones, who tried to make the reception but could not.
You know, what I think Blount's got to do, Lee, is they've got to throw these real quick, short passes to these speedy receivers on the outside and let the receivers make something happen. I think that's the key for Blount to score on Vigor. I really think that's the way they're going to have to drive the ball down the field.
Well, their leading receiver, DeAndre Green, a sophomore with 24 catches this year, Rick, has been quiet so far. Out of the shotgun, James back to pass at the 30. Throws over the middle. That's caught at midfield. He's got a first down. That is caught by the tight end, Mike Miller. And he is actually into Vigor territory, so that is a first.
Well, and Aaron James still isn't throwing the ball the way he's thrown it when we've seen him in the past, Lee. He seems to be, his feet seem to be slipping out from under. Every time, the last few times he's thrown it, he's thrown the ball low to the receiver. And there's timing or something that's off there, but I'm sure that he'll come back and he'll get that corrected.
There was a stretch during this season when he had 8 touchdown passes in 2 games. Reed goes far to the left. Green and Miller to the right. And confusion in the backfield. And a timeout Blount. 6:50 to go, second quarter. Packed house at Pritchard Municipal Stadium. 7-0 the score. Vigor on top on the Comcast cable. WNTM 710 High School Football Game of the Week, which continues in 30 seconds. The Vigor huddle on defense. Blount with the ball. They're moving. A couple of first downs on this drive that started way back at the 13-yard line after the Casher interception. 6:50 to go here in the second quarter. 7-0. Vigor leading on Gallery's 9-yard scamper. Kuiper out of the extra point.
And this really surprised me, Lee. I thought we'd see a little bit more scoring than this.
Still got a long way to go, Rick. A lot of offensive talent, but again, these teams feature some rugged defenses. I mean, when you figure that neither team is allowing opponents more than 6 points a game on the average.
That's true.
First and 10 from midfield. James to Morissette to the outside left. Breaks a tackle and another. And down he goes at the 45. It looked like he could get more out of that. But Morissette was stopped by Jeremy Singleton as he kept running laterally instead of straight ahead.
Well, good point, Lee. Good point. Well made right there. And Jeremy Singleton made a big-time tackle there. In the open field, he comes up and tackles Morissette on lateral pursuit. Now, Morissette still needs to go north and south. You know, that reminds me, Morissette, Lee, you know, Fairhope used to have a great player named Morissette, James Morissette. Boy, he was some kind of player.
Did he sign with the Mets organization?
He did, and he's been inducted into the Fairhope High School Hall of Fame this weekend, and that's he was a great player, great baseball player.
Second down and 5. The Blount Leopards on the attack. Caslow Morris checks into the Vigor defense, number 36. James back to pass, throws over the middle. He's got his man. It's short, incomplete. Boy, I tell you, earlier this year, James was eating up the opposition on passes like that, Rick. That time again, he came up short.
Lee, the Blount coaches have got to see that. I mean, that play is wide open. I mean, surely these guys up here in the press box are helping Coach tell him that, but number 6 that time was running wide open. You could have, if you'd have dropped the bomb out there, you wouldn't have hurt but one person because number 6 was that wide open.
Number 6 was Derek Pugh, 5'10" junior, wide open over the middle. Down around the 25. 3rd and 5 for Blount. Shotgun. James standing at midfield. He takes the snap. He's got time. He throws to the near side. Incomplete. Marlon Reed let it go right through his hands at the 36. It would have been a first.
Well, I'm going to tell you right now, D'Angelo Merriweather that time did exactly what he was supposed to. As soon as that ball went through the receiver's hands, he popped him just as hard as he could pop him, and that even fired up Coach Pirine right there. He comes out and gives him congratulations.
There is an injured Vigor defensive player on the field. It may be, well, I'm not even going to guess.
I'll tell you right now who
Frazier?
it is. It's Edward Frazier.
Frazier, yeah. Frazier and another one of his teammates collided on the quarterback, and Frazier, of all people, is down. 6'7", 294-pounder. I'll tell you what, we're going to take a break now. 5:44 to go, second quarter. On the Comcast cable, WNTM 710 high school football game of the week will return to Pritchard Municipal Stadium in 30 seconds. And a big thank you to Gary Finch Outdoors, your authorized Bell South cellular dealer, one of our sponsors on WNTM 710, as well as Comcast Cable. Again, you listeners out there, be sure to tune in at 10 tonight on Port City 6 to watch the replay of this game, and again at 2:30 tomorrow. They're still attending to the big guy, Edward Frazier. So we're still going to have a few moments before play is resumed. Edward Frazier, certainly a college prospect from a physical standpoint. Right now being tended to on the field as he was hurt. Rick, did you see or hear from anybody as to how or what happened?
No, Lee, all I saw him hit one of his players, and Lee, he got the breath knocked out of him. That's what happened.
He's up now.
Yeah. Look at him. I like that. His elbow.
Look at the coaches who were out there with him. Some pretty good coaches. How about Robert Brazil? I think Coach Pirine was out there also.
And they were. They said one of the coaches up here told us, Lee, that he hurt his elbow a little bit, so he'll be back. 4th
down and 5. Blount will punt. DeAndre Green from his 45 will kick. High and short. Pirine, 14-yard line, and he's going down. Oh, my goodness. 3 or 4 Blount Leopards took care of Jermaine Pirine, and Vigor will have the ball at about the 13.
That's good coverage by the Blount Leopards that time, Lee. Wasn't a real pretty punt. A knuckleball up in the air. Pirine catches the ball, does a good job catching it. Doesn't get much of a return, though. And this is the worst field position that Vigor has had all night. They'll start on their, Lee? Their 14-yard line.
Last week, they had the pass, punt, and kick contest. I remember back a few years ago when Damian Jones was one of the regional winners and went to the Superdome. He's the quarterback for Vigor now. He's in his junior year. 7-0 Vigor as the Wolves started up. The referee, Carl Green, slows them up. 1st down and 10. We're ready to go now out of the wing tee. Here is Jones keeping it around the left side to the 15, and he runs into a traffic jam, maybe a yard.
You know, Lee, you mentioned Paul Green, the referee. Paul is a SWAC referee. He's also a SWAC basketball official. He's one of the finest officials that you'll ever meet. Very classy man. Is very professional in everything he does.
Damon Freisen on the tackle. Ernest Robinson, backup fullback to Detrick Jackson, brings the play in.
Lee, I see a pretty good player standing on the sideline that played at Vigor last year, a young man named Anthony Rabb.
We borrowed him from Troy State tonight.
Lee, he was some kind of player. Mike Turk at Troy tells me he's going to be a big-time player for them.
2nd and 9. Robinson in motion, gets the handoff, runs right into a Blount Leopard defensive player named DeMarco McNeil.
You know I like him, don't you, Lee?
We all
like
do.
him, boy. He is some kind of special player. He gets penetration and he wraps them up. And what is he? Is he a sophomore?
Only a sophomore, a 285-pound baby.
I really like that young man.
Robinson had enough of that. He comes out. Pirine comes back in. 3rd and 10. He actually lost a yard. 4:04 remaining, second quarter. On 3rd down, Damian Jones, junior quarterback. Long count. Handoff Gallery to the outside left. 15, up to the 20, to the 21 before he's buried. Pretty good run, though. He gained about 6 yards. And Robert Malone was over there, along with Jared Ellis and Damon Freisen.
Did you see the cut he made, though, Lee? You know, he dipped his shoulder inside and then cut back to the outside. That shows you what kind of young athlete he is. Give credit to Wayne Merritt and his defensive staff over there at Blount. They kind of shut Vigor down here. And, boy, I tell you, these kids are playing with a lot of enthusiasm. This is exciting.
Edward Frazier, who was just shaken up, is back in the lineup now. Jones to punt for the 2nd time from his own 8. Good kick. Past midfield. Hits at the 46. Fielded by Kasher. Starts up. Lost the ball. Fumble. Recovered by Vigor. Vigor's ball. Ball was recovered by... We'll pick up the name in just a second. That was Andre Merriweather. Andre Merriweather picked it up on the recovery for Vigor. There's your first turnover, second turnover of the game. Kasher had an interception for Blount earlier on. 2:59 to go in the first half.
And guess who calls that fumble, Lee? He's got the 88 on his jersey.
Frazier.
Yes, sir.
He made somebody pay. First down, Vigor from the Blount 38. Whirlybird move and a whistle. That's the, well, what I like to call the traditional Whirlybird quarterback move that great quarterbacks like Kelvin Simmons and Tommy Compton used to run, and got a penalty, though, illegal procedure.
Now, you're talking about one there, Lee, that we played against a long time ago, Tommy Compton. He was a good football player. He sure was. That's a good call. The Whirlybird is exactly what it is. We call it reversing out. Whirlybird, we used to have a play called the Whirlybird, and that was exactly what we did.
Back to the 42. You know, we haven't seen much of the Whirlybird this year because, well, they've been just handing off to Jackson and Gallery and running behind the line. 5-yard penalty back to the 42. Vigor's ball out of the wing tee. Gallery in motion. Fake handoff. Pirine, rare pass. Steps into the pocket, throws out. Caught at the 25 and down to the 21-yard line. Maurice Gallery. No, that's Arthur Bright. That's Arthur Bright, the tight end. Larry Kasher on the stop. They had 2 receivers in the vicinity. He could have hit either one.
Well, he sure did, Lee. Ernest Robinson was in the wrong place at the wrong time that time. Ernest was right there, right in front of Arthur Bright, and I'm sure that Ernest ran the wrong route, but it's okay. They got a big play, a big first down that time.
If Bright had dropped that ball, it would have only been because Robinson was the one screening him.
That's right.
Bright, a basketball player at Vigor, 3rd catch of the year. Here is Jones handoff. Detrick Jackson straight ahead to the right. Damon Freisen on the tackle after only about a 2-yard pickup.
Marco McNeil that time was doing everything he could to strip the ball away from the Vigor running back. And Vigor's simply running 2 or 3 plays. You know, Lee, when we've seen them, they don't run but 2 or 3 offensive plays, but they run them from different formations as far as strong and weak. And they're either running the inside trap or they're running the or the wingback reverse, or they're running the fullback dive, and then sometimes they'll fake that and try to throw to the tight end. Pretty basic offense, but they got a lot of success with it.
No gain, actually, on the last play. 2nd down and 10 for Vigor at the Blount 22. Jones to pass, time over the middle, almost intercepted. In fact, I thought James Barron had it picked off, and it went right through his hands. Terrence Johnson of Blount also had a chance for that, incomplete.
You know, a lot of people, the people that watch Vigor and the people that watch Blount are going to say, well, you know, why don't they just line up and run right straight at Blount? Well, they've tried to do that, and Blount has pretty well stuffed them. So what Coach P. Ryan and his staff's trying to do now is they're trying to mix a pass up so they can take those linebackers and soften them up a little bit and open up the run. When they put 7 and 8 people on the line of scrimmage, it's hard to run against them.
There is no room, except maybe standing on the sidelines. This place is packed to the gills. 3rd and 10. In motion, P. Ryan to the left. Damian Jones to throw at the 25. Throws incomplete. It was bobbled by Johnson, and he dropped it. And it will be 4th down for Vigor. The 2nd near interception in a row for the Leopards.
You know, Lee, you get caught up in this. Ben Harris is one of my favorite people in all of high school football. Coach P. Ryan is a man that I have a great deal of respect for. You don't pull for anybody, but when you see a kid drop a pass like that, you just cringe for him, you feel for him, and we don't have any partiality, but that just, you know, they're in the right place at the right time, just didn't happen to make the play.
It is a Vigor timeout. They'll talk over this 4th down play with 1:44 to go in the 2nd quarter on the Comcast cable. WNTM 710, high school football game of the week, which will continue in 30 seconds. James Kuiper appears on the field. He is 2 out of 2 kicking field goals. His longest is 27. He also has a 21-yarder. This one will be almost straight away. They will place it at the 28-yard line. A 38-yard effort for the soccer-style kicker. James Kuiper out of the P. Ryan hole. Ball down. Kick is up. It's blocked. It's blocked at about the 20-yard line. Picked up by Blount and has run back to the 30 to the 34-yard line. And the Leopards defense with the block, and DeMarco McNeil picked it up and ran it back. Yeah, look at him, number 58, as he had his hands on the football, and he wanted to be a fullback there.
Well, he can be anything he wants to be, Lee. I can tell you right now. Good job by Blount. They blocked the ball right up the middle. They had a bull rush right up the middle on the middle block. Just didn't get it off. Now, Blount can score with this little time left, I can assure you.
1:36 to go in the 2nd quarter. The Leopards have him spread out, back to pass. Aaron James looking to the left sideline, throws incomplete. Marlon Reed unable to hang on to it at the 38-yard line. That was a 1st down pass. Jeremy Singleton over there defending for Vigor.
Well, now what Vigor's done, they've made an adjustment now with this little time left. They're playing halves in the secondary. In other words, they're putting the free safety on both halves, and that's going to be difficult. Now they got to throw the ball right in the middle of the field to negate this defense.
2nd down and 10. They'll load up the shotgun for Aaron James with 1:31 to play.